Extra break this weekend. Markets closed for President's Day. Today is February 17th, and you're listening to Arbitrage Trade Weekend News. I'm your host, Darin Harper, bringing you 3 things you need to know for this weekend, 3 interviews, which include stay or pay hiring, more cheese, please, and Financial Deep Dive with Daniel. Who wants chips? Sam does. Also, check out the winner and loser this week in the market. The 10-year jumped over 4.3, and WTI crude pushes over 79. Here's 3 things. The CPI was unexpectedly up earlier in the week, and now wholesale inflation is following suit. The producer price index rose 0.3% in January, which is 3 times higher than expected. After a judge voided Elon Musk's $56 billion compensation plan, even though the directors approved it, Elon says he's out of there and moving SpaceX to Texas. He also encourages no one else to incorporate in Delaware, calling it a spurious litigation state. And the bigs for next week. Monday, it's President's Day in the U.S., Family Day in Canada, and markets are closed in both. Tuesday, there's no big reports, so let's carry on to Wednesday. And on Wednesday, we do have the FOMC meeting notes, so could be some market movement there depending on what's said. Thursday is the Eurozone CPI, U.S. initial jobless claims, U.S. S&P global PMI, existing home sales, and crude oil inventories. And on Friday, Japan is closed celebrating the Emperor's birthday, and Russia is closed celebrating Defender of the Fatherland's Day. You also get the German GDP. There is a little note Saturday, Spain does release their PPI. Trade while sleeping across time zones with Arbitrage Trade Assist. Sign up today at arbitragetrade.com. Arbitrage Trade is your trusted source for business, finance, and tech info.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Rome. I've played many roles in television and film, but today I'm speaking as myself about a cause that's very dear to my heart. The Cancer Prevention and Treatment Fund provides free help to those who have cancer and those who wish to prevent it. They've also banned cancer-causing chemicals from our homes and neighborhoods. Your donation makes a difference because 98 cents of every dollar pays for programs and services, not fancy salaries or events. As a mom, I'm thankful that they've helped ban cancer-causing chemicals from our toddler toys and baby bottles. They continue to fight the same fight to keep these chemicals out of our playgrounds, pizza, and soda cans. Please donate today to the Cancer Prevention and Treatment Fund at stopcancerfund.com.
Hello, Caroline. How are you doing today?
Doing all right. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Making it through Valentine's week and, Ash Wednesday and Mardi Gras and Super Bowl. It's been a busy week.
It has been.
What are we talking about today?
So have you heard of stay or pay clauses in employment contracts?
Oh, wow. No, I haven't. Let's talk a little bit about that.
All right. So it's kind of akin to non-compete agreements.
Okay.
Which non-compete clauses kind of in the end can tend to discourage people from leaving their job because they can't go work in a similar field
because they said we
for
want
a certain length of time.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So stay or pay clauses are similar to these non-compete in that they can also discourage employees from quitting or changing jobs.
Oh,
you want to know what the stay or pay is kind of what they're commonly called.
Yeah.
The official word is training repayment agreement provision.
Oh, okay.
TRAP.
Yep, it's a trap.
It's a trap. Okay. So these clauses stipulate that the cost of on-the-job training will be borne by the employee.
Oh, wow.
So if you quit within a certain amount of time, you have to repay for cost of training.
Huh.
Okay. Now, when I was a teacher, I was getting my master's, and the school I was working for at the time said, we will help pay for your master's, but you have to stay at least 3 years after, or you have to repay some of the tuition.
Okay.
Okay. So
that's reasonable. So you don't have to bear the cost, and basically it doesn't impact your daily finances, and you get the benefit of learning what you're learning.
Right. But then also the school doesn't pay for a degree and then I turn around and leave and they don't get the benefit
of the knowledge that you gain. Yeah. That seems like a fair exchange.
So that seems kind of like a fair exchange. But what this is talking about is that on the job training when you first get hired.
Okay.
Okay. And these agreements, it used to be in certain high paying roles or specialized industries like airline pilots and maybe software engineers.
Okay.
But now It has grown rapidly, and these agreements are being applied to bank workers, salespeople, police officers, nurses, electricians,
But how?
teachers.
Like,
it's in the contract. So here's an example.
okay, yes.
This man, his name is Benzor Shem Vidal. He grew up in the Philippines.
Okay.
He had an autistic brother, caretaker for a sick dad. He went to nursing school because he enjoyed that caretaking part.
Oh, yeah.
Graduated second in his class.
Oh, excellent.
In 2022, at age 26, he moved from the Philippines to America to get a better job, help send money back home.
Take care of family. Yeah.
Right,
family man. All right.
So he was hired at a nursing home. He was promised 20 to 30 patients, but regularly he had 40.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes up to 80 patients, and he was the only nurse on his floor.
Oh, wow.
So that caused a lot of stress. He was not
Definitely.
eating, headaches. He was worried about his patients, not sleeping well.
That's a lot of stress.
Right. So he was warned, after about 14 weeks, he was like, I can't do this. I want to quit. This is not what I signed up for. They warned him that he would owe $20,000 if he quit, which would actually put him, for the time he worked, under minimum wage. He got a lawyer that they were saying, training costs, and now we have to go find a new nurse and all that kind of stuff. So we're not talking about like my master's thing. We're talking about
that's massive entrapment.
Yes. Trap. Yes. So there are a lot of law firms and lawyers that are helping work on this and trying to get the FTC to ban or put regulations on it.
It sounds like it needs to be regulated. Thank you, Caroline, for letting me know about that, and may no one have to experience that ever. Thanks again, guys, for listening. And if you'd like to read more about this and everything that Caroline had to say this week, go to arbitragetrade.com/blog and you'll find her post. What's the title of it?
It's called Stay or Pay Hiring. And just make sure if you're getting hired, read that employment contract before you sign it.
Absolutely. Read the fine print.
Yes.
Devil's in the details. All right. Thank you again, Caroline, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
I had a pretty normal mom life. Everything was pretty good, and it was a very happy life.
And we just had a new baby. And then all of a sudden, within a day or two, she's on life support and fighting for her life.
They told me my only chance was a heart transplant.
And the American Heart Association helped make that possible. Their research helped save me.
The American Heart Association funds research that leads to medical breakthroughs, trains people in CPR, and certifies hospitals to provide the best care for people who've had a heart attack or stroke.
I'm very thankful for the American Heart Association.
One simple act today can save your life or the life of a loved one.
Heart disease is the #1 killer in America. To learn more about how the American Heart Association is saving lives, go to helpheart.org.
Hello, Darin.
Hey, Royce, can you do something for me?
What's that?
I want to take a picture. So will you say cheese?
Oh, you're speaking my language, brother. You're speaking my language.
Hey, I think you got some cheese in your teeth there. Huh?
No. That is horrible.
I'm sorry.
Dude, I take it you have read my
I read
blog
it.
post.
I have digested it.
Oh, that's my blood is curdling.
I'm full of it today. Too much coffee.
Too much coffee. All these cheese puns, man, they're cheesy.
Yes. Yes.
But did you know that some people may even be addicted to cheese?
Well, I wonder what it was, because I obviously have that.
Oh yeah, I love cheese.
But didn't realize I was, like any addiction, didn't realize I was getting pulled into it.
Hey, welcome to Cheese Lovers Anonymous.
Oh,
right?
man, there needs to be one. Absolutely.
And from a baby, basically from a mom giving the baby its milk, it's like, hey, it makes you feel good, it's comforting. Think about all the comfort foods: macaroni, baked potatoes with cheese.
My favorite food group, pizza.
Pizza,
yes.
Right? Cheesecake, which has the milk in there's things called casein, and which basically allows your brain to release dopamine and serotonin. And then there's tryptophan, which makes you feel all warm and safe and sleepy. So, I mean, you got a lot of things going for you just getting a slice of cheese.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I read it. Now you educated me.
Hey, and I eat cheese almost every single day.
You do. And we just had a blog about taurine,
which is Red Bull. Yeah, yeah.
So
And
you get like
Red
the
Bull.
best of both.
I'm gonna live forever, and I'm gonna enjoy cheese every minute of that life.
Hey, I think these guys are online. They need someone to sponsor them. Red Bull and cheese.
And cheese, just any brand, Kraft,
Cheez-Its.
the Velveeta, it counts, right? Cheez-Its, you name cheese, your name, I'm in.
Well, they say that the best in cooking, the best way to make something better is just throw cheese on it, right? Slap some cheese on it.
Oh, that might be
It's a
pecan pie, cheese. What? Jambalaya, cheese.
All right.
Gumbo, cheese.
You just crashed my theory. You crashed my theory in 5 seconds. Thanks.
I'm sorry. Cheese is good on many things, but hey, you can mix it. I've even seen people try to make chocolate out of avocado, like cocoa powder, and I mean they do all kinds of stuff. Because basically, if you still get the same chemical reaction, you still get the same reward for eating the cheese or drinking the milk. Yeah, I mean, you've seen those babies. They've been milk drunk. You've heard of being milk drunk.
I haven't.
Really? So
No.
basically, it looks like they're completely ready. They look like they're drunk, but they're babies, and they just finished nursing. So basically, it's an overdose, more or less, of just like happy.
Wow.
They're completely just like, thank you for the milk, thanks, mom. Right? So yeah, it's like it started in our youth, and it's
like a bridge drug. If you run out of milk and cheese, then you.
And so, like, if I go to the bar, I'm like, give me a tall milk, please.
Yes.
A tall milk.
Let's start there.
And what do they call those boards? Charcuteries or what?
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Yes.
Yes. See? Meat, cheese, you can't go wrong there. All the best things.
Charcuterie.
This is great. So if you guys want to learn more about yet more cheese, please go to our blog, which is at arbitragetrade.com/blog, and read more about it. And so Darin?
Yes.
What were you saying about the quote? Normally you have a quote every time we do something. And so no quote today.
No quote, I guess, but I could say that, Beyonce, when she says, put a ring on it.
Yeah.
I'd rather just put some cheese on it.
Put some cheese on it. That's right.
Terrible, I know.
Oh, that's, God.
Got to end it with a cheesy joke.
Well, God bless America. Let's get out of here. Bye, guys.
Sorry.
Later.
Hi, I'm EJ Williams for American Humane. For thousands of years, dogs have been our best friends in our worst times. Today, we're also learning that our best friends, millions of whom are abandoned each year, are often the best medicine when people are facing obstacles. To help both people and animals, organizations like American Humane have been working to harness the healing power of the human-animal bond, finding animals in need of forever homes and training them as life-saving service and therapy dogs to help our veterans, the elderly, and children overcome the daily obstacles of life. In this way, the rescued can become the rescuers. To find out how you can help give animals and the people they help a new leash on life, please visit AmericanHumane.org.
Hey, welcome to Financial Deep Dive with Daniel. My guest is Daniel Hopwood, and he's the one that gives us all this great information. And this week he wrote about chips. And you'll notice that in today's podcast, a previous one was on cheese. So everybody's still celebrating the Super Bowl, I guess. But in this case, he's talking about a specific person, that's Sam Altman, who I call Mr. AI, Mr. Open AI. And he just wants some more chips. Why? What's he doing?
He wants $7 trillion worth of chips to support future AI infrastructure.
Is that all? Just 5 to 7 trillion. Nice. So you said Microsoft has given him a starter pack of 13 billion. That's just a little short.
Yeah, that was just a little investment in OpenAI itself, but it appears. And, this is still not super official information, but it's been on the circuit enough that people are talking about it, that Sam Altman's trying to raise between $5 to $7 trillion in a global expansion to bring more chips to the market, because NVIDIA's GPUs that primarily run a lot of these AI models in various data centers around the world, there just aren't enough, and they're just not cutting it, I guess.
This happens a lot, that when something new comes out, people don't necessarily need them immediately, but they buy tons, and therefore it just kills the supply and therefore raises the demand. And I have a feeling that's where we are right now.
Yeah.
People are just stockpiling them.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I wrote about this a while ago that NVIDIA funded a cloud computing company that focuses on AI, and they use their entire investment to buy NVIDIA chips. And, NVIDIA really being the only large GPU manufacturer in the world, they've become pretty constrained. And so I think, like Google did in the past when they built TPU for their servers to, really have a strong hold on their operations and hardware. I think Sam Altman is more or less trying to do the same here.
Basically create a closed circle, and now Sam wants to rescue everyone and give them more options, I guess.
Yep.
So this also creates, just kind of like when we went through the whole EV thing, it creates rare earth and environmental issues, right?
Yeah, it does. So, the various companies like Google, OpenAI that have been using these, large language models have really reported in the past that they have a significant resource consumption. So Microsoft said that their water usage for, their data centers was up by 34%. And that the training of OpenAI's GPT-3 consumed over 700,000 liters of water. And so, a lot of people, if you remember, I believe it was probably 2 or 3 years ago, were very concerned with Bitcoin and its carbon footprint. And I think we're seeing something similar here, hence why these companies have stopped reporting this data.
Exactly. It was the last three. I forgot to bring up Bitcoin, but sure, it was Bitcoin, then EV, and now this. And it's almost like we're going to save the climate by using more of the climate. I don't know. It's a crazy thing.
Yeah, the dog is chasing its tail a little bit.
Yeah. You know me. I'm not going to put on my tinfoil hat again, but I won't take it off. Maybe, I don't know. What am I going to do? But anyway, there's also another thing. And speaking of tinfoil, you said Zuckerberg wants a world-class compute infrastructure. So what is the World Wide Web then? And just try to tell me what the differences are going to be here, or do you know?
Yeah, I think really what he's saying is that they're going to do the same thing as well. So for them to, really power their models, that they're probably going to be beefing up their own infrastructure.
On the virtual?
It's probably for everything.
Okay. So they're going to beef up the World Wide Web, or they're going to create a whole new one. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Well, we'll see. They were vague in their report.
Of course, because that's also what they do. They tend to do, and I say they. I mean these big wealthy guys who have a vision, is they push it out there to see how the world receives it, and then see how, more importantly, investors receive it before proceeding forward, I think. But to me, it's like if you're trying to connect the world with a world infrastructure, wow, that sounds a lot like world government, but I'm not going to go there, I promise.
Well, they tried in the past to launch those balloons that had internet, but I think Elon has kind of beat them with Starlink.
Right. It's like everybody's competing for the communication dollar right now. And there is a whole lot of money out there and a whole lot of banks who probably will get together and make it happen. Whether or not it costs 5 to 7 trillion, who knows? But that's a good number to put out there to try to get all the banks interested and involved, especially on the heels of how NVIDIA has done and how the Mag 7 has done and how everybody is just all AI drunk.
Yeah, I mean, NVIDIA just became the third most valuable company in the U.S. Yes.
Must be nice. And then we'll see how much is actually in the market value, if you will, and may have to be pulled back some. I think we're already starting to see that a little bit. So we'll see what happens here in the, there's going to, again, we're still in month 2 of the popcorn phase of watching what's going to happen in the world and the markets. So I appreciate you bringing this up. This, like you said, you brought up the date of 2030 is a big date that everybody's looking forward to. And I could throw in the fact that there's a governmental, who they think is a governmental or agency out there that is talking about 2030 as well. So, wow, that's 6 years of popcorn.
It'll be an interesting ride, that's for sure.
Yes, it will. Thanks, Daniel, for this blog. And if you would like to read more about this blog, then go to arbitragetrade.com and look for blogs. And we have not only that one, but a bunch of others. So thanks for coming by, Daniel. And I will talk to you next week.
Catch you next week, Darin. Have a good one.
Okay, bye-bye.
No one suspected a thing. I was the same Tyler they'd always known. Full of energy, the happy one. Of course, I wanted my friends to see me that way. Underneath, a different story. I mean, why was I feeling depressed when I had so many reasons to be happy? Well, guess what? Anybody can feel down, but that's not the time to just put on a brave smile and pretend like nothing's wrong. It's the time to share your feelings with your friends, your parents, your favorite teacher. In the meantime, there's a resource that helped me get back on track. For some great clues about starting your comeback from depression, visit yourlifeyourvoice.org. I'm still Tyler. Only now, what you see is who I am, really.
This week's winner and loser in the stock market. The loser is SSR Mining, that's SSRM. They're headquartered in Colorado. It's a gold company which engages in the operation, development, exploration, and acquisition of metal resource properties. It started the week at $9.53, and then the stock dropped all the way to $3.76 Tuesday after a report of a landslide at its turkey pad. It settled around $4 on Friday. That's turkey is in the country, not a place where turkeys stay. All right, the winner, NanoX Imaging, NNOX. It's in Israel. It opened Monday at $5.90, and then yesterday it ran all the way up to $14.30 before settling around $13. At its high point, that's a 140% gain for the week. What spurred it? Well, probably the Midas touch called NVIDIA, announcing that they had an almost 60,000 share stake in the company. NVIDIA seems to have their own circle of life. Visit arbitragetrade.com and learn about Pips, our AI bot, who lets you stop watching and start living. We are not financial advisors. We only provide a service. Thank you for joining us today for another edition of Arbitrage Weekend News. Log into arbitragetrade.com to read our wide variety of blogs and educate yourself on Trade Assist and Forex trading, or even how to make passive money with our Trade Assist affiliate marketer program. You can also get to know our cute little AI bot, Pips. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is a privately held research company. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is solely responsible for the preparation and distribution of the contents of this podcast. The opinions offered in this podcast are for informational purposes only and are not intended to function as investment advice. Seek a duly licensed professional for investment advice. For more information about the informational research and services offered by Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC, please visit arbitragetrade.com.